ladies and gentlemen. It is Echoes of the Wild podcast. Today, it is a special one. I'm your host, Raul Bryan. We're going to be doing something different today. As you know, we like engaging with our guests, as well as our followers across social media. So we had a post that was interesting, which was asking a question. What is it that's standing between you and a successful music career in Botswana? And we had quite a number of shares, comments. So yeah, I'm gonna be discussing it with my team. And by the way, I'm just gonna be giving my opinion, as well as trying to elaborate on maybe what mathata looking at the options that are given. So let's start. What is standing between you and a successful music career in Botswana? The first one was lack of music production equipment. Yeah, there are a couple of people who chose it. Like Geo, there is Lumba is one of the people. Geo Keb said it. For me, I would personally say, yeah, it has an effect. It limits you somehow because let's say you don't have studio monitors and the other person has them, and you want crisp sound. You need to hear sounds from studio monitors trailing already reeling so that you can be able to mix, and master your work as well. So I would say, yeah, it contributes, but not really, because most of the songs, the songs that I did, I didn't get before I could eventually afford monitors. So don't let the equipment limit you. Improvise, but the moment the money starts coming in, it is really, really important to have equipment. I'm not. If you are not yet there, just use what you have. Use headphones, use whatever to check your music, to do your music. How to say, do buy equipment. Don't stick to those headphones and those radio speakers or whatever. Just buy equipment, because a good sound card will give you good output. A good sound card you can enable to incorporate the live instruments, how by jalo. So if I play a keyboard, a MIDI will enable you to be able to play nice chords, So yeah, it does affect. It does do limit you sometimes, but don't stop.
But you can also work with others, I guess.
Ma?
You can also work with others.
Yeah, you can work with others. So you can do a song malaping, um, if you are starting for beginners, and then check the producer who has the equipment, so that we go rates go wena kana go thuse whatsoever. Your computer can be a little bit slow, and then there's somebody who owns a better computer. That project he has the equipment. Yeah, happy you can record a nice song with a wet mic, so you need better mics. Collaborate with others. For me, I collaborate. Personally speaking, if I can't do some other things, I collaborate. Like I don't record my vocals. Yeah, there's somebody who does them for me. It's Blaze or Tonic. So I do my beats, send to the vocalist. From there, we take the song. I record the vocalist there. He does it with the equipment that he has, and then he go at the mixer, and then I tell him how to do them. Then he sends them to me, and then I design go on. What I do is I add a few sounds here and there, and then afterwards I mix it, incorporate the vocal, the beat, update, and then from there I send it outside for mastering, because yeah, they have better equipment in Portugal. They have better equipment and everything. So yeah.
I think a lot of people, Babolo, yet want to do everything themselves. Like we tell her, you write the song, you want to sing on the song, you want to make instruments and stuff like that. But if you choose, what is your main focus? And I think you can get better when you do it often. Like if you're an engineer or master, if you just say, okay, mine is stick to mastering, you know, and get better with mastering. Like here, like when it comes to vocals, I think I trust Kaiser.
Yeah, you trust Kaiser. Yeah, he's good.
I think Kaiser levels.
Yeah,
right
levels.
Now. Yes,
levels,
DJ
levels
and Kaiser.
Shout out to you.
I always, when people talk about music production and vocals, I'm like,
these are my guys.
Yeah, these are my guys. I trust what they do with mastering.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they're good, man. They are really, really good. And yeah, man. So, search them on Facebook, ask them for codes, or if they can help, they will teach you as well. So don't try to do everything on your own, guys. It helps. Different tastes make a good song. And you can be a producer without being. There's a difference between a beat maker and a producer. A producer is somebody who has the concept, and then that's a producer. And then he does the beats, he directs. A producer's beats, just like in film, right? He directs everything. So if you're a beat maker, make sure that you have people who can do other stuff for you, and then move on. So
talking about the equipment, do people really buy softwares?
Softwares, yeah, we buy. we buy. Now I bought FL Studio, guys. The reason why I bought it was Blaze bought FL Studio, and he called me. He was like, "Yo, man, hey, Vich, now I'm up to date nowadays. So whatever projects that I'm gonna send you, just we tell about it. Yeah, I was like at the latest version FL Studio. So we buy, guys. Buy. I know it's tough, but do buy those products. It's important, and it's expensive.
It is.
It is expensive. Please, guys, support our craft. Music is expensive.
Music's expensive.
All right. The second one was lack of connections with industry insiders, promoters, managers, lawyers, accountants, and other artists. Hey. Yeah, this one is definitely it definitely limits you.
Yeah.
Directly, it doesn't. You can't do it alone. If you don't have connections, you will never go anywhere. I don't want to lie to you. If you don't have echoes of the wild, if you don't know anybody, you're just doing things on your own, and thinking things would roll they want. Marketing is all about word of mouth, or somebody who has especially in music. If I have a good music of taste and people trust me, it becomes easier for my music to be able to reach other crowds because of that particular person. And the second one, you need somebody to open a door for you guys. So if you have a connection and somebody knows that you're good, he's the one that's gonna open a door for you elsewhere. So that's how it works. Connections with industry insiders, people who are well knowledge of how things should work, and echoes of the wild there now. Hey, so that's a connection, because I know how to get here, and I know how we do things here. We do them professionally. Promoters, managers, you need to know promoters on a professional level and on a friendly level, because they have their own community as well. So if you know one promoter, I would recommend to the others. It's more likely the same. Managers, you need guys. We need managers. I recently got myself one.
Nice.
Yeah, got myself one. Her name is Daisy. I've had one manager in my career. This is the second one, and the first one didn't become active, but then I decided to run things on my own. But currently I decided to see things are hard, so she's pretty good. For DV talents, ever since I got there, I've seen a lot of things that are changing, even though but I can see that things are moving.
Yes.
I'm on the same team with William under the management. With William and Vis-a-Vis.
Oh, nice. You're in the same management.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's nice. Huh?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of artists or creatives, they don't network. Networking means coming out from your studio to be with others instead of just always being home, hella, you know. Get around other people, now we introduce. And I understand a lot of creatives are shy.
Yeah, like me, guys. Hey, I'm so shy.
But you know, you can't just stay home and then you start complaining and stuff like that. Nalena is one of the things that I realized, or you know what,
You need to be
you
out
need
there.
to get out. You
Be
need
out
to
there.
be out there. You need to know people. You need people must know you.
Yeah. And have a
Yeah.
character as well, you know.
Yes,
You know?
yes. So get out there, meet people. How to Echoes of the Wild, Jan.
What a check.
Come through to the event.
Check.
Network other producers, and you know what I like about Echoes, because all the guys were Afrotech were there,
Yeah.
and you know, lead vocalists were there. You know, networking, Baba Baskori lady deals that to work together,
Yeah.
to produce and stuff like that. So let's get together, whether hip hop, any kind of genre.
Yeah, man. Just even if it's a house event and it's a networking event, go. You know? Just get out of your comfort zone. And like you're saying, the problem with us producers is comfort zone as studio by. There's a lot of comfort in the studios. For example, it took me a long time to be able to be out there, you know. And then in the long run, you realize how your social battery is low because you're accustomed to staying inside most of the times. So that's a good point right there. Try young,
Yeah.
guys. Try young. Lawyers, accountants, and other artists. Yep, yeah. So lawyers and accountants, it's not basically, you don't need, because you know, if you are not yet at that stage where you are making money, you can have a friend who's a lawyer, you know, to help you with contracts. Just in the deal, and then you are crying, you know, these stories are still there today. So, but in the current field, yeah, Ronaya music, just get friends to read those contracts for you. My in the endorsements or wa go letsa kana dipina kana, you can release a song, just make a song, play in the studio, and then it blows up. Simply because you guys didn't have a written what kana o sign wena or what o bonela 5 pepina be blow, and then you're not getting anything from it, and then you become depressed, and then it gets back to zero. So make sure that you tsenya. Yeah, man. And the third one was inadequate marketing and promotion. This one is a big, I'll say, bold it, you know, because if you have a great product and you don't market it, nobody will know about it, and you don't promote it, nobody would know about it. You can have the nicest song, but because it's not well marketed, yeah, we hit that. Do you know how many songs have been released that are so nice locally? Like right now in Echoes, we would say a lot of music in boards, especially when it comes to the Afro house scene. There is a lot of music that's so nice and competitive in the international market. We all know of that, but because we've been marketing it, but I don't feel like we've been marketing it right. That's why we see everywhere, but quality and what, it's amazing. So we have great products, but you are not marketing it right. That's why we have Echoes of the Wild.
We're here, but you know, somebody shouldn't be crying about marketing, because
There's
you've got
everything.
social media, you've got TikTok, you've got YouTube. You know, I mean, I believe most people have got smartphones that can
Yeah.
take body video. You know, whether you are in the studio producing, you can always do something about it. You know, I feel like if we are going to give an excuse that, oh, I don't know how to market or promote, but you are there on social media, just get in there and blow up like William.
Hey, I think it's because, you know, when you have a great product, because you put so much effort into building that product or a service, you end up thinking everybody will appreciate it, but people appreciate what's in their eyes. So like you're saying, social media is there. I think happy we think marketing is just posting my song on social media and then leaving. Hey, shove that song in our throats, my man. Maybe it's like the link, you go the email in, do a newsletter. or shave ka link with email ya ke tsana ka ha ke itlhele mo WhatsApp broadcast messages. Hey guys, I've released every day. Keep on updating us. One of the good days, somebody's gonna open that thing. And I can't tell somebody who's an influencer who's gonna listen to that song and be like, this guy. And then probably you're gonna start building your crowd. So you need to actually market yourself better, package yourself, and brand yourself better. I don't read Echoes of the Wild. That podcasting, if you feel like you have something to share, we are here to give a platform to guys who are not, let's say, who want to be known. We are trying to market it for free. So attend these webinars, bloody podcasting, out on the music video shoot, be there, be present. So yeah, it does work. It's a huge one. And we need to work on it as a collective locally and become better people. Sharp.
And like you are saying, the Afro tag, dude, when we did the Echoes of the Wild and people bought tag, and we checked out the music, the production. I mean,
it's amazing.
Give music well long. If you feel like maybe some of the guys don't even know that music is actually playing.
Yeah.
Go Spain, go Mahati, because the production, man, it's good. I don't wanna lie, Botswana Afro house, Afro tag,
it's amazing.
It's amazing, and I just feel like just promote yourself, guys. Use Echoes of the Wild to promote your music. So continue doing that.
Yeah, man. I think that's a very, very, very important note right there. And I think at the end of this video, our producers should add 2 to 3 songs clips so that if somebody is on YouTube can see what you're talking about. It's part of the marketing.
Yeah, and this Setswana, like
Setswana,
using
Setswana, it's part of
like our languages, Setswana, Skalaka, Seherero.
It's easier for the song.
It's easier for you to actually be different. I think you can differentiate yourself from like the guys in Europe. These guys, whenever we go Europe, they are coming for our culture. They are coming for our culture. When you look at the top songs right now, it's Afro tag. We call like the vocalists are Sudani, Kenya, because they love the content and the what you call this, when you listen to tribal sounds, there's something about it when you mix it with Afro house. So Botswana, the vocalists our languages to be different, to stand out.
Because it's what you can become best at it and nobody can beat you in most cases.
Yeah.
You are more likely to be different and to pop up. Something that people have been doing, it becomes difficult to penetrate.
Yeah. Because there's something about a song written in a language that you don't understand.
Yeah.
It's as if you understand, but it's
it's
spiritual.
You see, that's why we like most of the songs from SA, because some of them we don't understand, but we feel them, we love them, and we sing we have sing-alongs of those songs. So imagine if we do the same and people end up singing along to those songs because they don't know the language. Yeah, so guys, let's try and do our best in terms of promotion, marketing. If you are making money, reinvest your money in marketing and push. Try to push as further as you can.
But nearly the peg, the media peg, where if about your pictures, you should have proper pictures. You should have your profile.
Everything,
you should have everything ready. Media kit
ready.
Because at this point, like, we were asking people to send us stuff. They just take a picture from Facebook and I tell and send a link. It's not even describing who the person is, what they are, what influences them and stuff like that,
Yeah, man. I mean, the other happy dudes and have like Linktree, where you can just put a bunch of your stuff there, like your links to your mixes, your songs, your profile, your picture, and then it's just a single link, somebody gets it. So I think marketing covers that. It also covers, having to know if you are releasing a song, you're trying to sponsor a post on Facebook, which demographic, you want America, looking at your statistics in Spotify and other DSPs, so you can be able to determine, oh, actually my song music I got right to America kana go level. That way it makes things way more easier. And there are free courses as well on social media, on the internet, like Google has digital marketing. If you can't do it yourself, if you can't afford to buy a course in other schools, do it yourself. You're also educating yourself in your field,
Yeah.
hella, just to get accustomed, so that tomorrow if you are in meetings and you've blown up, excuse me, you can relate.
Yeah.
It's got now yes with a manager or so
Yeah, people need to educate themselves. Good, even if you are not going to do it for a long time, but at least understand. Like accounts, at least understand the basics of accounting. At least understand the basics of marketing. Good, so that comes. A lot of people take advantage of people's ignorance. I'll say ignorance because okay, no, I'll let my lawyer deal with that. Lawyer is a profession. They're making money out of it, and I want to make money out of your ignorance. But if you come learn now, at least you'll equipped IP king, trademarking. So equip yourselves with, when you are in this industry, learn the language used. More business in your entertainment. Monarchy.
Yeah, it's important, guys. Please, education, number one. Just don't learn music, learn other things so that you can be the driver of your career as well. And then in the fourth one, lack of sponsors.
I think even here, I don't think most people touched on it or commented. I think 2 people did say lack of sponsors. Hey,
because hey, sponsors, they just come in to sponsor something that would work for them, And like we've said on our previous episode with Draghi, it's hard for sponsors to sponsor something that there are so many great products, but sponsors want affiliation.
Yeah, Canada buying. When somebody's sponsoring, they're buying
Basically
value. They're buying your value.
Your value,
They're saying, no, we want to be associated with
this
person.
and we are giving them this.
Yes, and your brand is adding value to their brand.
Yeah.
So it's very tricky, this one, because you can't just ask.
Yeah.
What do you have? Why are you asking me for such amount of money? Why? Yeah. Why should I give you that money?
Yeah, but for I would say the only thing would be if you could have quite a number of sponsors who can be open to new ideas and execute, because we have other artists and other subgenres who are good, but if, like you were saying the last time, maybe they don't approach them, maybe the sponsors don't approach them. But I feel like if somebody, one of the two, can be a little bit more spontaneous to seeing our arts differently.
Yeah.
And when they are bringing products, ideas, maybe they can be able to throw some few shillings in there. But the sponsors, maybe if they could just try to be a little bit lenient, and marketers, scouts, be a little bit lenient and understand that we are at an infant stage. Don't wait for a product to be very huge, and then that's when you can come and try to throw your monies in there. If you see a great product and it's building up well,
yes, I think we are sometimes like my return on investment right now, but if I start with you right now, you can go somewhere,
Yeah, like I mean, you can come and sponsor us, guys. We are open. We don't. It's not just money, it's everything. Just give us a call. Cultural and industry barriers. Some regions may not fully embrace certain genres or unconventional music styles. Hey, I would say this one, is definitely an it. Barriers, I think I wouldn't say cultural, yeah, cultural and industrial barriers, but in this case, I would involve consumer behavior because you'd find out that we the way we consume music is totally different from the way other people consume music. You know, um, from my own experience back uh, when I was in Dubai, Waijukuja was hitting the club. There was an African club in Ibiza Keys, and then there was another one in front of the club that was playing it. I've heard Soweto Baby and Waijukuja playing. And Ibi, no, so we consume music because it's a cultural thing for us to. It's a behavior that we embrace culturally, or we consume what's trending.
Yeah.
So when a new song comes, we jump to it. When another one comes, we jump to it. And then we don't embrace what has already been there. We only embrace it later if you've seen something happening about that song, bringing it back. So if we can try to, it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing because now a song comes a week later, what's an inch?
Yeah.
A subgenre comes, we leave it, we forget about what's happening. Three Step is the new kid in the block, no? Now, most people are shifting to it, as well as DJs, as well as listeners. Yes, listeners will always listen to something new, but we need some people to keep the culture alive. Because I for thing, a very
Yeah.
walk with the next subject, which piano. I piano is three step piano hape you know, so we need most of our industry players to keep the culture alive. You're not saying stick to the subgenre because you need to survive, but if you're a hip hop guy, for example, they are trying to rap into piano. You know, if you're an Afro tech guy and piano is here, it's coming up with crazy sounds. Try to incorporate them to your sound and come up with something new yourself. Still sticking with your your sound or your true identity as an artist. And
Yeah.
yeah, the region or nena, I would say, yeah, it happens. It happens. I think it's a thing of, you know, it's hard in our country and the way we behave. It's hard for, yeah, we can teach. You know, when you teach people music, they get taught. And at first they get confused. The second they start tolerating. Thirdly, they start listening. You know, so I think it's a thing of regions and educating people. For example, we all know that in Gadishu, you know, it's a place where they really like the type of house music, yabo Makazi. You know, most bars there they play Makazi or Master KG, and they embrace it with love. The KSB, they embrace it with love. Oh, they embrace it with love, you
Yeah.
know. And you find out that here and there in Gabs, that's where you can find spots that play Afro, maybe for a few minutes. And then because you don't have spots that are accustomed to playing a strict type or events that are consistent. We have events now that are consistent that are coming, but they are not consistent. They are not as frequent enough as bars, clubs, you know. So when you get to a club, you find that club place was trendy, bar place was trendy. It's sensible for a business owner.
Yeah.
Mare for if we can have spots, you know, that play particular subgenres, or if I feel like gambino ke ikutlwa Afro. E be ke itse gore ke ya ko bareng ya ga Raul or ke ya ko clubong ya Boketekete, I am quite sure gore this time kwa go dlalwa Afro on Thursdays wa bona. So if you can have those things and educate, not whereby or every spinner that comes in just wants to play what's trending.
One with this one, I think we'll always be influenced by what South Africa loves because it's the biggest country in Southern Africa, you know. So
Yeah.
it's a very difficult one to say. Mo Botswana, we can have our own way of doing things. I don't think we can see that happening anytime soon, you know. But in terms of when I, as a producer, I think you can produce looking at the world.
Yeah.
You know, like when we talk of Afro tech, Afro house, kind of most people don't know what Europe,
It's poppy.
Afro house and Afro tech is huge.
Yeah, it's
You
poppy.
know, it's big.
It's
So
poppy.
if you are a producer, you should know how dira music. Now my belief is this: when you start making music, when you are producing, you need to know where it's going.
And where you want to go.
Yes, wawana. Ising hela horobo producer hela obo mirindiri zela this country is not going to welcome it or accept it, but you know or no, this is the music elongore it's you know.
Yeah.
I would advise people or when you produce, even go online, you know, like when I was doing production, what I'll do is I'll go on to track source,
Listen,
yes,
yeah.
and then I'll look at the maybe top 20 or top 50 songs. I listen to those songs. Oh, okay, minimal tag, this the most popular songs. So I would listen to that and say maybe I can produce that, but sometimes it's not the music that I love, and I like no, this is not for me. But if you really want to push, I think for producers by long, they do really produce music daily. I think look at those websites, go on to your Tomorrowland, go on to all these, you know, websites that are on this kind of music, and study
And
the
get
top
inspired.
songs. O bona hore key badirisa key BPM key that will get me there.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you just produce, those websites, whenever tracks or Beatport, these are websites that these DJs they come for. They go to these websites to get music, and instead of you can search, but also you look at tracks was when about compiling more top 10, and normally when they compile such music, that means this is the most bought music.
Yeah.
So you look at such things and say, oh, okay, BPM the key and then you can channel you can change how you produce music and cater for such things, because if these guys keep coming back to track source, they might look for the same kind of sound. So I think sometimes look at those things. Oh, okay, popular sound. Mix. Like I'm one person who listens to DJ's mixes. Like I always, a DJ in Kazakhstan, and then I listen to his mix, just so that I learn and see how other people, you know, play music, what kind of music they play. But hella to get into the world, I think you should learn.
Yeah.
See, I can't do had the trap music hip hop. There's certain East Coast about what whenever West Coast so you learn, you don't just
And also I think we should embrace the fact that it is us who introduce music to people as DJs.
Yeah.
And even though you have barriers, we need to push a little bit further. For example, 3-step, the way it's moving right now, it's doing remixes, sama piano, so people sing to those vocals and they get familiar with the beat the broken beat the So in the near future, more songs are gonna come out in the 3-step, and because people are accustomed to that sound, the drumming and the drum line, they're gonna definitely jump into it. So I would say we need to do more in terms of remixes. Even in boards, if you can do a lot of local remixes, I think we can change the industry somehow. If a lot of local house guys can take songs that are trendy and then just do remixes. That's why I would go far as a collective. So we don't have to necessarily stick. I think everyone really listens to what they want, but if you keep on doing the same thing again and again, they end up listening to it. And then lack of knowledge in intellectual property. I think it's a huge one. In the sense that we just do songs and put them out there, you know. We never decide on how or what we don't go down the value chain. So my idea is I'm gonna do this song, then I'm gonna get gigs. That's it, right? And then you are the vocalist, for example, and then because I'm not well knowledged in that field, ke ira pina be ke tsaya be ke ya go e register ko SIPA e be ke ya Cosboards alone, right? E be ke tsamaya be ke tla ke tsamaya be ke dira be ke registera e be ga gongwe ke tlogela vocal ke tla ke le nna product kore ga gongwe e tla e le nna ke rekiseditswe beat, let's say ke rekiseditswe beat ne somebody sold me a beat e be ke etsa be ke a go tsaya le vocalist bo opela be ke batla Blaze e be ke kopanya be ke a go rekisa. So I've bought the rights from the guys, right? They didn't know because that bedroom guy wasn't accustomed, and then the song blows up in bots, and then I get gigs, I get endorsements. I've been out, no, this brand wants to do an advert using this song, you know. And then because I've never Reoloko, that young guy who was doing that beat in the bedroom with his headphones doesn't know anything. $1,000 and he's crying, he's getting depressed. He's when now the vocalist you're saying no, but
I paid.
you say no, and I go like, no, I paid you, and then you gave me the rights. When
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be doing this. What I go like, let's go perform. I'll pay you. Like I want the same cut, but because we never agreed into these things, I just go require. We'll talk about okay, you should know the importance of intellectual property, as well as if our songs are playing outside.
Yeah.
You can go and register into other bodies like over South Africa and get your royalties, man. So I think it's also giving us a hard time because you're still using holograms. You know, it's because Bots doesn't have ISRC codes yet, so it's kind of hard to be able to leverage that. You know, you have to go to SIPA register. So if SIPA and Cosbots can figure that out as well, music you don't need to actually go to the office, really CD go Cosbots to be able to register. You know,
Yeah.
I don't have to go to SIPA to get a hologram. I just need to apply for it online, and then they give me a nice ISRC code. It would make things way, way much easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, if I have a hit in boards and it's starting to trend, like nowadays African music is trending worldwide, and we are living in a world of of the internet and everything. So pina me ora re ke registerile go SIPA ka Cosboards. So internationally, when people start streaming it, because it's like an ISRC, I'm gonna need an ISRC, yeah, another country. Now it's another thing. My song is registered in another country, and I have to deal. You know, if they have strict rules on the songs that are registered on that country, and I'm trying to get a deal. Well, maybe let's say, hey, I can't because it's registered there. Maybe even if it becomes a process. So we really, really need both bodies, SIPA and Cosbots, to try to up their game. Lerona as artists to know what you want, because Harry to do with the relevance, we can be able to put pressure on them.
True. I
Yeah.
think IP, you know, especially I think more Botswana or let's say Africa, we really don't understand the business side of IP.
music.
We when you look at China, boy you taking boy America, they are making money out of IP.
Yeah.
You know, but more Botswana, you can design this chair like this chair is here, and
Yeah.
then
It was
you know
not
you don't
patent.
even protect it.
Yeah, on a
And
patent.
then everybody can do it.
Yeah, yeah.
So there ke feel gore we need more education. Totally, this has to be part of part of syllabus go sekolong.
Yeah.
Just so that people know or
If you
whatever you
create
create something,
you can live with it for
you
the
know,
rest of
you
your
can
life.
actually take that innovation and look at kind of how level even in schools. You know, when we were doing body and design and technology, you know, you come up with a solution, you design something that solves the problem. Wow, the whole thing, how project, the design brief and all that, and then you create that project, and then how fetsa skolo ya go utlogela. You tlogela that thing go skolo.
Yeah,
But
somebody might come in.
imagine
Yeah.
if you can get that project.
And
Gongwe bo e baakanya, or
patent and go school
you learn that or no, but this innovation invention you can patent it and make money out of it. So this has to be really in syllabuses, because when you look at countries that are making it, countries that are producing millionaires in terms of in the creative and entertainment business, there are countries that understand IP. hela ha ke simola ke dira mpopi wa ga Justin Bieber, that is money for Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
So we really need to learn that.
And as well as songs, man, you can have a song and then somebody wants to, like, you can sing a beautiful song and you've given away the rights, and then tomorrow you like about the radio or somebody and they want to what do you call this, to buy the rights so that they can remix it. Or
Yeah.
but you've seen Posibina's Too Late for Mama. I think any remix like a Black Coffee under Galo music, because she knew her. And you see how music far it can go. So if you can educate and please guys learn more on this, read more on copyrights, intellectual property, online, and just get to know how you really sell. Because you came up with that idea, you can actually make money from it. The last one is mental health. Hey, this one is big. You you really need, excuse me, you really need a strong mental health in order to survive in our industry. How about and all other musicians, I think it's because of a stronger mental health. There's nothing depressing as putting in work and then you don't see results because there are so many challenges. We end up getting depressed. As well as if the artists who had made it, halele, then they come back, it's because of mental health. You need to be strong mentally to be able to experience such mental health, in a sense that you can have financial problems. You can be doing a craft and it's not putting in money, but you are so good at it, but and you are growing up, the pressure is starting to become more. You're growing up, you need to start making decisions to be able to take care of yourself, because most producers will similar or like varsity or at school or varsity, and then you're like, this is the route that I'm taking, but 5 years down the line nothing is popping. Yeah, and then when nothing is popping, now it becomes a thing of you get depressed, you don't know what to do, you start indulging in drugs and alcohol, and other things, and then it delays you as well. Then I think for me, personally speaking, I think my biggest downfall, not downfall, my biggest stumbling, my biggest I would say barrier was mental health. Not that anyhow, but because in most cases I didn't know how to navigate through when you are in an industry like because things were not popping. I came from a family where I had cousins. We had varsity. They started working, getting rides and cars, and I was still there trying to make music, and it's not working out. But like at the holiday, they start giving you a lift. My song Maro blind one. And normally here lies a Botswana. You start getting sidelines, you start seeing the cracks for because I don't have money, things are happening to me this way. And I ended up, learning drinking a lot at some point. But it wasn't a lot. But I was drinking to cope with it. Not every day, but in almost most of the gigs I would have to drink to be able to socialize with people. But one of the things that I think really was nice that happened to me was DJ Kenzo identified me at some gig. He was like, yo, Raul, there's something wrong with you. Anale go there. And then we talked. Yeah, man, and then I went for therapy, and then, see, ever since then, things became better. I got to understand myself better. Because the only thing that depresses a musician is, that's like, I know it's a common factor, that two is money, number two is lack of appreciation. Yeah. Putting in all the effort and then you don't see results, that's the most depressive thing ever. So if we can try to work in our mental health and avoid drugs, because we are working in an industry, we see, yeah, so we say, you are the drugs, not saying, studio sessions, sometimes people do drugs, Sometimes people drink in studio sessions. Some other artists, you end up, because you are a shy producer, you've been staying inside, you are not talking pina blower. Now you can't handle the crowd, and because you have to make money, you have fatigue. You don't explain to the people that are helping you, what about I'm fit, I can't do this. Now you end up drinking because why giga. Now when we you need a simple beat of go ebe bona ke a huge artist mo Botswana ba ra re be blow artist or ra mona tsa ma di gigi ke ha re go giga kwa learn how to do things are happening fast, and then those few thousand, because when I'm like it's about $200 a half in nela mo mo re tshedi beat ma 500. Now you are making 15,000 almost every Friday, and you're not accustomed to that. To cope, you use alcohol. It starts there. Now you're smoking cigarettes. It gets to marijuana, because the more you grow, and then you are relying on these substances to be able to cope with whatever. And then now the career starts, because you are not gonna be booming forever. There's another new shit now, because things are going down, and you are accustomed to this money. Instead of sitting down and getting yourself together and understanding, I have to create something that will get me back at the spot. You get depressed because you rely on these things and you can't afford them now. So it becomes a thing, it becomes a whole matrix.
Yeah, hey, the industry, I think you realize, maybe for me, I realized when I'm older that, it's like...
It's a dangerous industry.
There's a facade. It's like...
Yeah.
It's like there's a veil that is covering the truth behind the scenes.
Yeah.
For what is really happening. And for one to really be, for me, I believe, if you want to be in the industry, you need to really be ready in terms of your spiritual mindset. You need to know exactly why you want to be in the industry. And even if when you get into the industry, you get in it, what are you going to do? Don't just get in it just because I know Raul is a DJ. Like for me, other DJs, especially female DJs, like people, when they find out that I DJ, especially women, they tell me I should teach them how to DJ. They want to
not knowing what's basically happening.
So I think people banally picture like they, you need to understand, why am I getting into this industry? And how am I going to be able to cope when I'm inside, when I'm in the industry?
How am I going
to
survive?
As a person, know why you are getting in and how you are going to cope, and the result, how you're going to survive, and what you want out of this thing. Because otherwise, you're going to get in there, you see, and then you see other people living life like this, and then, now you get depressed. Oh, why am I not living life like this? I need to have this and this. I need to do and how you
numb.
So you need to really be spiritually ready. Ask, because for me, I think another big thing is, if you believe in God, at least ask for direction. Ask, is it something that I can do? It's same as when you write songs. My belief is, people who write songs, I don't know what space they are in when they write the songs, but the songs that they write, they affect people. You get what I'm saying? There are songs that when you listen to, in terms of your depression. There are songs that, when you listen to the song, I need to go out and have some fun. So you need to know why you want to be in the industry. Hello, you want to be a DJ. Okay, I'm going to be a DJ. What kind of a DJ would I be? But also, and so that you can make money and use that money to do something with it. Because I know people get in there for the fame, like, oh, I just want people to know that I can DJ, and then I can get girls. I can,
and it comes with girls as well.
So there are so many things, and you do these things, and you sit back and say, why did I get into the industry?
Fingerprints, it's a mess.
Know why you want to be in it. If you are a creative person, only producer, you know, I'm good at production. And I sometimes tell the guys, live in when you produce. Don't just say, because mo Botswana the industry is some people. Skari produce it for the club kind of for people to enjoy. There are many ways you can do production. You can even be on film. Your music can play. What the filming you can make a song for a corporate that is their theme song or something like that. Kore, if you have that kind of talent, look at those avenues and say, I'm getting into this creative industry because I want to produce this, I want to do this. But when it comes to fame, when it comes to girls, when it comes to alcohol, trust me, those things are there and they're nice when you are there. They're nice when you are there. But once you start sobering up, sitting down.
It's not wrong to have a little bit of fun, guys. A little bit of fun is, is enough, you know. It's enough. I mean, it's not wrong to have a little bit of. And I believe in fun, but it should be little. You know, too much of everything. I'm here for the craft, but if I feel like I should have fun and happy as well, differentiate between your work and your fun time.
Yeah.
If you are drinking, you're a person who drinks, don't mix drinking with pleasure. Don't make it a point that for you to be able to do or if you are smoking, whatever, you have to smoke or whatever, do it. Don't just learn to be perfect or good at your craft on your own. That way it won't affect yourself mentally as well as your cycle. Birds of the same feathers, they flock together. If you are moving with guys, people who do drugs, eventually you're gonna do them.
Yeah.
No matter how strong mentally you are. If you are moving with people who who love girls, eventually you're gonna get into girls and start believing what every guy should get a new girl. If you are into somebody people who drink just for everything alongside your job, you are eventually gonna end up being a drunkard. So I really believe it's very important for our artists to learn this and to be able to join social clubs, yes, join other artists crew that are responsible enough to be able to help you, as well as communicate with people that are around you at home what you're experiencing in the industry so that they can help you navigate, because our industry it's a dark industry at the background, but in the forefront it's a good thing, as well as not everything that you see, guys, not everything that you see it's not everything that glitters glamours, right? Same as our industry. Don't see me. You don't know why artist A is drinking Hennessy or DJ A is anakadi Hennessy every weekend. You don't know where they get the money. Don't depress yourself and say I want to be like that. Nah, man. Don't be depressed by seeing somebody driving that type of car or staying in that type of house. You don't know where they get the money, because at the end of the day,
Or
people
what
in
they
our
do behind.
what they do behind to get that money, we don't know. People get money. Our industry works on what's being sold to you. People buy what they see, and I will do everything so that people can buy me as an individual. If I have to do anything for people to see me in a particular way, in most cases, we are not saying don't do it, but do it in the most safest possible way that will have you not end up in debt. Don't overspend. If you are in low budget, be there. Don't force yourself to be using what do you call this? Use combis if you have to. Survive. Use combis if you have to. Use cabs if you have to. Don't go put yourself under pressure renting cars for a month, an expensive car, because you are an artist and your song is blowing up. Your song can be big and you won't get anything. You'll be broke. So understand those logistics and don't ever in any day find yourself in a situation where you are depressed. And lastly, guys, this what do you call this? Attention is addictive. People underestimate the power of attention. It's very, very addictive. When you're up there and everybody gives you attention, now when it goes down and they're looking at the other guy, it becomes depressive, because you're used to that high of being at the top of the food chain. So most people, that's where they get it from. They would do everything to get there. So I would say to all artists and in our Afro-tech scene, if we are, as we are trying to start a new movement, please, we are here for the culture, we are here for the crowd. Obviously there will always be somebody who's gonna be up there, you know. If we are starting something new, there'll always be a Kabza in Piano, you know. There'll always be a Casper Nyovest in whatever. In Botswana there'll always be an ATI in hip hop, you know. There'll always be that person who, when the sub, there'll always be a V in House Kwasa. Among all the people, as we are starting this movement, please guys, do make sure that you just come in. If you are the lucky one, you're at the top, be there. If you are part of the crew, continue building the movement, because at the end of the day, we want to build the industry for the betterment of our people and for us. All right. That was it for this educational one. Please do make sure that you comment, you like, subscribe on YouTube, and also like our social media pages. We will be up on TikTok as this episode will be premiering, as well as we'll be asking Q&As. Then we will be discussing them. You will never know, maybe one day you'll be one of the people we'll be calling here to come and tell us what is it that they think about our music industry. You don't have to be a DJ or anyhow, but if you are a lover of the music industry and the Afrotech scene, then you might want to share insights. Comment, send us DMs, and we will be able to share with the rest of the world. That is me, Raul, from Echoes of the Wild. This episode was proudly sponsored by Okavango. As you can see, I'm looking fly. Um, and the last thing, we have great news. And the second event is actually coming. We are building onto that. We will be sharing insights on that. So please be hooked up on social media. And there is limited space this time around. So when those invites are going out, please do make sure that you are one of the first people to be there, because it's amazing. We have an amazing lineup, and this time is going to be different from the last one we had. Thank you.